So, without further ado, the next company we're showcasing is Tier 1 Entertainment. Founded in 2017 by cosplayer Alodia Goshenfao and shoutcaster Trike Gutierrez, Tier 1 is known for honing truly top-tier talents in the gaming industry. Today, they operate in 4 countries: the Philippines, Malaysia, Myanmar, and Singapore, and are still expanding. What is it like to have a career in the gaming industry? Joining us today is the co-founder of Tier 1 himself. Let's all welcome Trike Gutierrez as he gives us a truly top-tier talk to all of us here. Hi, Trike.
Hello, good morning.
Yourselves,
Narinig niyo ba
guys.
ako?
Let's clap for Trike. Yes, Trike.
Woo!
Hi guys. Sige, let me share my screen.
Sure. So while Trike is figuring out how to share screen, hi Trike, I'm Cass. I'm the co-founder of Workbeam.
Hello.
Merong nagtitrending na hashtag sa chat ngayon. Hashtag ilabas daw si Alodia. So ikaw lang makakapagsabi kung may ilalabas nila siya. But dito sa Career Fiesta. But I won't steal your thunder. Let's convince them to work at top tier. I'm at tier 1. Ano ba?
Hmm.
Okay.
Sige, hello muna siguro for to all of you. Good morning. Na-shock lang ako kasi day to day ko kasi chine-check yung schedule ko. And yesterday, sobrang break ako kasi the day before that, yun yung day na nag-shoot kami with the whole Air 1 people. Nandun si Alode during that time. And nagulat na lang ako 11 a.m. pala ako. So sorry for being late. Sorry for being late. Pero looking forward to present tier 1 to you guys. And hello sa lahat. By the way, if okay lang magtanong, lahat ba nang nandito are looking to find opportunities? Ganun ba? Like lahat is naghahanap ng career, ganun?
Yes. So this is career fair to ng mga peeps ng Workbean. So we have
Mm.
almost 300 people here today. They're all looking for opportunities ranging from 22 years old, may mga 19 years old dyan na naniligaw. But they're usually fresh grads or about to graduate or with 3, 5 years experience. So very diverse.
Okay, sige. Thank you. So I guess let me start by saying hi, I'm Trike Gutierrez, the CEO of Tier 1 and the business partner of Alo de Gosheng Fiao. So we founded a company back in 2017 called Tier 1 Entertainment. And before I start with anything else, I just want to make sure that this is cleared. So to all of the people who still say e-games is different from what we're doing. What we do is called esports. So for esports, it's the competitive play of video games. So iba kasi siya eh. May mga tao pa rin kasi na parang we go into a meeting and say, yan ba yung e-games? Parang nasa-shock pa rin kami kasi in 2021, parang most people still say e-games, but e-games is not esports. E-games is more of the gambling side, the online gambling, while esports is the competitive play of video games. And also, in terms of spelling, it's not e-sports, it's esports. And that was clarified by the AP style guide way back, right? So, ngayon, just to share with you why Tier 1 was founded and why it is I don't want to say thriving, but why it's working right now and why a lot of millennials parang know about us is because in the data that's presented uh, by by Nielsen, 67% of Gen Z think that their value and beliefs is what's important when it comes to brands, right? And at the same time, 66% of Generation Z uses ad block already. So, because of that, hindi na nakakarating doon yung mga message na gustong i-convey ng advertisers. And 57% don't watch TV. And then with what happened pa with ABS-CBN, right? So, where is the attention going? Di ba? Saan napupunta yung lahat ng attention that's not in TV anymore, that's not in magazines, that's not in the radio and the other traditional medias. Basically, it's going to some of the biggest influencers right now. For some, it's in the mainstream influencers, yung iba napupunta sa gaming influencers, some fashion. But for tier 1, we just focus on gaming influencers. And how we earn is basically we get some of the advertising money from brands while streaming platforms are we work with so that we can bring traffic to those. So for example, the likes of Facebook Gaming, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, yan, yung mga platforms na yan, we're working with to bring streamers to their platform. So we are kind of like the translator to the gamers sa mga established entities, while the established entities, we work with them so that we can bring the gaming attention to them. Tapos, to share more about Tier 1, basically, we are known for our top talents. Of course, Team Payaman, most people know, Kong TV, Bianca Yao, Wrecker, Ashley Goshing Fiao, Juni Boy, Marvin San Pedro, Dexy, and Christine Samson yung nasa right. Yun yung siya nakita. So, the whole idea of Tier 1 is like how K-pop agencies operate. Basically, we sign, develop, unleash a talent and support them in whatever way they can, in whatever way we can. So, for example, for the likes of Kong, we supported them with a house and other supports like providing them brands and stuff like that. For the others, iba't iba din. So, iba't iba ang forms ng support and make sure that they get the right attention in the internet. So that's what we're really doing on the macro. Tapos, in terms of the founders, it's me and Alodia. I always say this when it comes to talks like this. Sabi nila, being able for an Atenean and Lasallian to work together is impossible, and yet we did it, di ba? So that's why, like, nothing is really impossible. I feel like that's also one of the reason why we're very, very fortunate to have people from the different spaces because siya girl, ako guy, and then she's from Ateneo, I'm from Lasal, and we come from different backgrounds, and we're very open to diversity. So I feel like this is something that I'm very proud of in Tier 1, where we feel like we're very progressive in a sense na, I mean, whenever we hire anyone, we don't care about the gender or the religion or anything talaga. Like, as long as the values are aligned with the company and what you can bring to the table or the skills that we need, we are open to getting you. So just to share more about me, I have 10 years of experience in esports and gaming. Before co-founding Tier 1, my endeavor was really to push for esports to become mainstream, and right now it's almost there. So also we're backed by international investors. Initially, we were invested by Bitcraft Esports Ventures, which is the biggest esports venture capital in the world. The founder is the owner of G2 Esports, also the founder of ESL, which is the biggest esports company in the world. The other one is Atlas Ventures. They're based in Singapore. Tapos right now we have more investors, but the most notable one is Warner. So Warner Music is going to be working with us. So if you've seen Bella Porch is with Warner. So share ko lang na may mga mangyayari with Bella Porch and Tier 1 in the next months. Wait nyo lang yun. Secret lang yun ah. 200 lang kayo nakakalam. Okay. So by the way, what else do we do? For us, we also have an esports team called Blacklist International. So if you are familiar with Mobile Legends, they are top one right now. Going into the playoffs, 12-1 yung score nila. We're looking forward sa playoffs. If you play Mobile Legends, support them next week. So PUBG Mobile is also a team that we handle. We also have Legends of Frontera, card game siya. And then Free Fire, we have a team in Malaysia. And then an online chess team. Magkakaroon na rin kami niyan. So before getting into, wait, kita ba tong part na to? Do I have to move it up? Naka-share screen ako eh. Okay lang ba?
I we can see
Ito
it
naman.
naman.
Okay, okay. So, I don't want to kind of like recruit you with the whole popularity na meron si Tier 1, but I want you to be able to understand the industry before you come in, right? Especially if you want to join us. The truth is, out of the 2.7 billion gamers in the world, only 500 million are watching esports. But the beauty of what Tier 1 does is we're not close to esports, but we are also catering to the gamers of the world. Why? Because we have the likes of Kong, Alodia, yung hindi talaga hardcore na nagko-compete, but they stream games so that they can attract these types of people. And by 2023, there is still an expectation na lalaki pa talaga yung industriya, and that's why this is a very promising company. And if you want to join, yeah, looking forward to see you guys here. Next one is we're also in the right market for gaming. 54% of the gamers in the world are from Asia. Syempre, that's because of China as well, syempre, di ba? Pero at the same time, Southeast Asia is a really growing market because of mobile esports. And that's why this is very exciting for us na, like there's a lot of industries that are growing, but there are limitations of, power kasi wala dito yung plants because of like high industrial costs. But with us, it's mostly digital. And the only challenge that we see is honestly the internet. Once the internet becomes so much better in other parts of the Philippines, the infrastructure is already there, where the human capital is there, and the advertisers and the rest of the industry are now being educated. So yeah, that's really very exciting for us. So in terms of like mobile accessibility, at the heart of mobile esports is Southeast Asia. And if you look at the whole demographics of gamers in the world right now, 49% are already mobile gamers. So one of the reasons why parang gaming has become truly mainstream is because before, the ones that were playing games were the ones that played PCs or the kaya PS5s or the kaya Xbox, di ba? Pero today, every person mostly has a mobile phone and a smartphone, di ba? Especially in Metro Manila, a lot of people have smartphones already. And with that, they became gamers kasi meron na silang access to what we were enjoying before. So before, when I was in college, the game that was really popular was Dota. And Mobile Legends right now, it's the same thing, just in mobile. So as we adapt and as a lot of people adapt to mobile gaming, more people will join and get to understand this whole experience of playing games and making it as a tool for socializing. So yun, dahil doon, we're here to stay. Next is audiences have shifted towards um, gaming content in the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic is still true up to this day. As much as we're getting vaccines, um, there is still a lot of things that changed because of the pandemic. Fortunately for us, 83% now are playing games, 29% are watching more esports content, and 18% of sports fans are now watching. And in terms of ad spending and game spending, 37% are spending more in this market. So from 2018, it was a $770 million industry. Now it's 1.6 billion. And basically, where the money is coming from, where the money is coming from are mostly from brand sponsorships. So if you're someone with an expertise or some experiences in advertising or ad agencies, or maybe you're from ABS-CBN, or you're from magazines, those are the type of skills that we need in tier 1, because mostly what we do are still that, but of course the execution is just different. We all There is also some money that's coming from media rights. So if you're a salesperson who understands how to sell media rights, or you're an analyst who understands how to create reports and demographics to media to media entities, yun, we need people like that. Publisher fees, those are the money that's coming from video games. So yun din, interested kami sa mga tao rin galing publishers like Garena and all of the other companies that publishes games, because understanding that side and bringing that knowledge to our company is also really helpful. Tapos merch, we're also venturing into merch, because back in 2019, nagbenta kami ng merch for 3 days and we sold 1.2 million pesos. So we're very, very happy with that. Pero at the same time, nakita namin yung love for the brand, because not a lot of people will really purchase something na na talagang gusto nila unless they really like the company and they believe in what we're doing. So um thankful kami sa lahat ng support na nakukuha namin. Pero at the same time, we need to unlock as much revenue streams as possible, and because of that, we're entering into merch as well. Later on, I can share more of that with you. 29%, 2% bala come from streaming. So in the Philippines, no, just for you to have a context of the Philippines, out of the 100 plus million population, 30.4 million are gamers. So in fact, all of the people who are online now, 3 out of 4 of them are gamers. Considering nga na pumasok yung mobile, right? So this is how important the market is for digital marketers and for all the digital people out there, because yun nga, it's 75% of the market. Also, some of the things I want to share, esports in the Philippines, I've been here since 2010, And we've done the biggest events, not me, not the company, but I was there when I organized the Manila Major in 2016. We have globally recognized teams. We have the top esports player in the world in Abed. We have world champions in Bren, SEA Games, na conducted in the Philippines, and we have a growing esports ecosystem. So I don't just want to be here and speak about tier one. I want to talk in behalf of the industry. So if not with us, there are still other companies that can accommodate you and accept you. So yun lang siguro yung masasabi ko sa part na yan. In terms of the pillars of the industry, we believe that the most important parts are infrastructure, people, and education, and that's how we operate in the company as well. Infrastructure is very important to us in a way where we have a lot of technological automations here and there. So for example, later on, I can share with you kung ano yung itsura ng office, yung online office namin. People, of course, we care about them a lot. We treat them as people, because sometimes in the corporate world parang nandun na sa point na sobrang structured na we don't treat them as people. So for us, we try to create an environment where there is discourse, where anyone in the company, even if you're a graphic designer or a video editor, can talk to to the CEO or a Lodia and tell her or me na this is my idea and ito yung gusto namin mangyari, and maybe we can do this, or maybe what we're doing is not right, maybe we need to change this because this and that. I mean, we wouldn't be able to grow this company siguro if we didn't know how to listen to the people around us. Pero at the same time, we know not to listen then, because not everything naman that comes out of everyone is always good, di ba? It's really finding the common ground on what's good in making this company move forward. So this course is something you can expect when you join Tier 1. Also, the last part is education. Syempre, I'm very passionate about education, not just in terms of like college education, but education in general. May it be trainings, learning about new things, and yeah, that's something you can expect in Tier 1 now. When you join Tier 1, learning is not gonna stop. So, here's the esports ecosystem. Medyo patapos na tayo. So, you have your publishers, games, leagues, platforms, brands, and teams. And those we all work with naman, just for you to have an idea. So, some of the jobs, in the esports industry are these. Check nyo na lang, IT support and such. Pero, you can talk to to Tin, si Tin De Villa. I call her TYN kasi may isa pang Tin sa company namin. TYN kasi yung spelling dun. Well, anyway, for her, you can ask her for opportunities. You can email her at tyn@tier.1. She has been with us for the longest time. When we started, I believe mga nasa 25 pa lang kami when she joined us as a career person na nag-hire for recruitment. Right now, we're already at 106. So, 106 people na kami in the company operating in multiple countries. So, yun. Kabisado na yan kung sino yung mga types ng tao na nagmamatch in Tier 1. So also, this is something that we're very proud of. In July, we're gonna have an esports facility, the first ever in the Philippines. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to feature 3 streaming rooms, multiple studios for podcast, and a lot of other things for online content. Meron rin kaming 10 PC that people can just play in kung gusto nila makipaglaro sa talents or makipaglaro sa mga people in the company. Before kasi, inaalaw namin sa office yung maglaro. Pero masyado kasi nakaka-disrupt. So, ginawa, kasi medyo nag-formalize at nagkakaroon na kami ng corporate setup. So, ang ginawa ko na lang is there's a separate place where people can play for free. So, by 2022, ito yung pangarap ko. We want to offer like free breakfast in the office. So, that's something that we want to do then in terms of like culture. Para, alam mo yun, positive reinforcement to encourage everyone to come early. So, kasi yung mga gamers, alam nyo naman medyo like late. So, ang office time namin is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. By the way. Right now, we're all virtual, pero there will come a point na papasok ulit siguro sa office. So, here are some of the stuff that we've done. Of course, we're very proud of our launch with BS Esports, with Lyceum. I'm not gonna go into that too long. We have worked with Adidas, and that's something that we're very proud of. Not a lot of local companies have worked with the likes of Adidas, pero we did, and we're trying to extend another partnership with them. And then we've worked with Mac, the makeup. So when it comes to esports and gaming, not people parang think na, alam mo yun, na parang makeup is something that you're gonna be working with, pero we do because we have a lot of gamer girls in the company. Food Panda is one of the biggest clients. Because Food Panda is big, and yun, Alodi was the face of Food Panda last year. We have a lot of multiple activations with Food Panda as well. And yun, if you are joining Tier 1, what you can expect is you will sign, support, and develop and unleash a front-end talent. But with that requires a lot of back-end work. And it's going to be fun because here's an example of what our office environment look like. Kukunin ko yung TikTok ni Ariel. Eto. Yan. So, ganyan yung setup namin even back before the pandemic where Alod is there, Records there, Bianca's there, interacting with the people that who are working in the office. Yung nasa gitna dyan is our art director, Iya, who made the recent campaign with us na ginagawa. So, something I just want to share also, last 5 minutes na lang guys, is, ay, sorry. Oops. Wait. Teka lang. Baba ko lang to. Gusto ko lang ipakita yung importance ng understanding the social media of things. So for example, with social media, we value each of the social media very much. We treat it as different universes. So for example, with Instagram, ito yung tinatry namin i-achieve na aesthetic with our social media so that, we can show people na gaming is not your old gaming anymore where it's cool, kaya maging glamorous, kaya maging classy, and that's what we're trying to do. That's our team, Blacklist International. So yan, yun yung para tinatry namin achieve na aesthetic. So if you're very passionate about, creatives and stuff like that, that's something na pwede nyong gawin with us. So here's an example of some of the pictures pa na ginawa namin with ano yan. Tapos with YouTube naman, we have 182 subscribers. So yung mga gumagawa ng mga videos online, yan. Ano yan? Tier 1 din yan. Backend din ng tier 1 yan. Tapos with TikTok and all the other things. I'm not sure if there's a Q&A pero I'm open to a Q&A. Tapos siguro, okay lang ba? Let me play like one video here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So medyo proud ako dito. This was the campaign. Yung nakita nyo na video kanina. This is the video na nagawang output after all of our back-end team work with each other. Yun. So ito yung pinakita ko na nandun si Alodia, nandun ako. We had to make sure na maging successful siya. So this is a campaign called 0 to 1 that we're very, very proud of. Basically, what we want to achieve here is to change the aesthetic and look of gaming. And we're doing this with the multiple talents that we have. And this is the first one na ginawa namin with Christine Samson. Rinig nyo ba? Yung video?
It's on pause for us.
Pero nung pag pinaplay ko ba, narinig. Kasi alam ko yata. Wait lang, sorry.
Sige, can you play it again?
Wait, let me... Hindi yata narinig sa Zoom pagka-screen eh. Rinig?
Hindi.
Alam ko nga hindi rinig sa Zoom pag-screen. Wait lang. Let me just share a new one. Yan. Ito? Rinig na?
Yes.
Okay, game.
I was made to feel. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Christine Samson. Hi everyone, my name is I don't understand. Thank you so much. Hindi ako talaga lagi naman ako nagsasabi na thank you. So yung meron ako na don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Magandang gabi, Apundan. Ako nga pala, si Gina. Couple months later, actually on Boy. I wanna be more than just a pretty face. I was made to feel. Christine.
Yun, yung 56 seconds na yun, that was hundreds of thousands. So, alam mo yun, like for each 50 seconds na lalabas, that's a lot of cost and a lot of effort from multiple people who are working with us. In fact, sobrang daming nag-work doon. Some people came from the ad agencies, some people came from ABS-CBN. So, yun, as more people come into the company, creatives, advertising, and all the other facets of the industry, syempre, we can create more awesome content. But at the same time, we need to be able to monetize also. So, yun. Looking forward to working with all of you guys, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Drake. All right. So, all right. So, it truly is amazing to meet you all and meet such an interesting panel session. So, as Trike has mentioned, esports is a rising industry that needs to be talked more about, especially in the job search market. So, yung mga kanina dyan na nagsasabing gusto mag-apply, it's your time to shine. It truly is something worth looking into. And for everyone else, I hope you enjoyed the first company showcase and watch out for the rest. So, we're going to open the floor for a Q&A session.
Guys, don't be shy to ask. Okay. Oh, I
Yeah,
see Mark
just
raising his hand.
yeah, just raise your hand.
Oh, wow. Now people want to raise their hand and talk, ha?
Aww.
Kanina chat kayo ng chat ngayon. You want to raise your hands. Okay, one
All
second.
right.
I see Mark raising his hand. So we're gonna go with you first. And then the guys in the chat box. Sa mga nagtatanong how to raise your hand, you just click reactions and then there's a raise hand function there. You can click that. Tapos gano'n na siya. Also, hindi lang si Trike yung mag-a-answer ng questions. Am I right, right? Pati HR natin sa Tier 1 is with us today, right? Nakamute ka, Trike, ha? But I'm gonna assume that's a yes because you're nodding. Yeah,
Sige,
okay.
sige.
Sige, let's spotlight you
All
plus the
right.
HR people. Sige, go ahead, Mark.
Go, Mark.
Okay. So hi, Chaik. Nice to meet you. I'm Mark Mercado from 4BS Contact, and
Nice
I'm
shirt.
currently a senior from I'm currently a senior from Ateneo de Manila University. So firstly, I'd like to commend muna and say that your company Tier 1 is very interesting and engaging, especially nowadays sobrang rising na nga yung esports tsaka ang daming na-expose sa gaming. So with that, a question that I wanted to ask is more about the work environment in Tier 1 on-site and work from home, specifically how the employees are offered various opportunities nga as to grow, not only to grow as a worker or an employee, but a person as well. So with this, also, how can Tier 1 continue to stand out pa rin in the next few years as esports nga, as I said earlier, is the trend and rapidly rising nowadays. So lalo na yung mga gaming platforms and mga companies na mga esports are continually showing up. So yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
I mean, I would want our HR person then to si Leandro to take that to answer that. But before let me just get 30 seconds of his time. Let me share muna our work environment right now para makita niya. So, okay lang ba mag-share ng screen? Ito
Yes.
siya. Yan, nag-meeting sila dyan. So, it's a Discord group. Tapos nandun yung lahat ng mga taong nag-work. Yan, tapos may mga coffee table kami and lunch table. So, you can just click on a room and you can listen to like people, yan, like click on there and then nandyan yung tao. So, that at least we keep that, feeling of an office. So, yun yung meron kami. Pero, for the other stuff, Leandro can answer that. He's also from Ateneo, by the way.
Hi, Mark. So again, just to clarify, your initial question was about the continuous development of the people in Tier 1, tama ba?
Yup.
Yes.
And the work environment, maybe Gino can chime in too.
So actually, I just want to clarify first, yung work environment sa Tier 1 actually. So a lot of people expect that it's a lot of play, puro maraming gaming, mga ganun. But it's actually pero I like to I'd like to call it ano talaga, it's literally work hard, play hard talaga. So after hours, pwede ka maglaro lang ng maglaro as much as you want if you're a solid gamer talaga. Pero during work hours, everyone is focused, everyone is really expected to be continuously working on what they have to do, diba? So talagang ano pa rin, it's not I don't want to scare people naman and say na it's not all fun. Pero there are expectations pa rin per person. And at the moment we have, like mentioned, we have 100 employees already, 106. So we have mga top professionals from different industries currently in Tier 1 that help develop the people, basically everyone in the back end. So since 2020 up to now, sobrang dami naming na-add na mga high-level people talaga to help train our employees, our back-end employees. So So one thing that I think helps us continue to develop is that it's just parang we encourage everyone to continuously share ideas, to always we encourage collaboration talaga with each other, and we have parang we also encourage our managers to constantly meet with their direct reports and give them feedback. Continuous feedback man talaga. Meron kaming ini-implement na quarterly feedback sessions. But aside from the quarterly, we still encourage them kahit yung mga casual talks every week, every month, ganun. We want them to be able to share insights palagi with how they work, what areas they can improve on, ganun. So parang talagang lang siya, it's a it's sort of a peer thing na you're just bringing each other up talaga, trying to pull each other up and helping each other develop. So
Yeah,
hope
maybe Gino, you can share something also.
Yeah, just what Trike and Leandro said. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Just to add to that, so we're talking about high-level people that we hire, but we're also making sure that we keep up to date with engagement, meaning that up-to-date HMO, up-to-date handbooks, up-to-date policies. So this is our way of showing to our team members that we listen, that we care, and that we want to stay up to date with the trends. So when you look at a workplace, such as like Tier 1 or the workplace that you want to go into, I encourage you to look at the benefits, make sure that this company has up-to-date trends, because if not, the culture of that company could sort of like be traditional, and then you might get burnt out. But one of the good things about Tier 1, and especially with Trike and the HR team, is that we always want to be engaged with the team members to see what we can improve on, because we're not perfect and there's always room for improvement. And that's what we have been doing, especially during this pandemic, HMO policies to make sure that they cover as much as we could. So that's one way that we keep in touch with our culture, by making sure that we're always up to date with the HR trends and the employee engagement. So that's my add-on.
All right. So Mark, nasagot ba yung tanong mo?
Yes. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Gino and Leandro.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
So before we move on to Mac Ivan Yamba, someone asked from the chat, what's your process like for recruiting players for your esports team like Runeterra? Are you open to tryouts ba daw?
What we do kasi with the team, mostly scouting na talaga yun. So that's how we operate. And we also have a program called Project Ascend. So
Mhm.
that is a continuous tournament that happens every week. So for those who joined that, na nakikitaan na lang namin ng potential, that's when we sign them. Pero with esports teams talaga, it's harder. It's
Mm.
harder. I mean, streaming is also hard. Like, pagdating sa front-end talents, it's really hard to get into Tier 1 already because medyo hundreds and thousands na yung may gustong mag-join. So,
Exactly.
siguro the first step is for you to be able to really be good. Kasi may mga ladders naman yan eh.
Mm.
Yun.
So yeah, Piper, galingan mo na lang daw. Okay, let's call on Mac Ivan Yamba.
Hello po.
Hey, Mac.
Hello po. My question po is regarding po sa education na implement po sa LPU. Kino-consider niyo po ba na makapasok yung mga interns or fresh graduate ng course na yun?
Let me take this. Yung sa amin kasi talaga for internships lang talaga yung kaya namin i-promise. Because as much as we believe in the program, right? There are certain parameters that we're looking at as a company. And that's why, yun nga, I was very careful when I didn't promise the jobs to the people who are going to be studying that eh. Kasi ang mahirap kasi dyan, as a CEO, syempre, integrity is very important to me. And I can't promise jobs to all of those who will graduate because hindi ko naman alam kung if they study properly or what type of product they will look like because every person is always different, right? Pero syempre, that's gonna be one of the first ones that we're gonna be looking into in terms of hiring because post-graduate, we're gonna get internships, di ba? So, pag nandun na yung internships, doon na rin kami nakatitingin kung sino yung pwedeng ma-hire but we can't promise to all. Something I wanted to share was a lot of when we opened an internship called One Academy before, marami rin kaming na-hire from that. Dun sa ganong type ng internship. Kasi with ano talaga, with hiring, you'll never know up until you're working with them eh. And that's the advantage talaga of having an internship because you get to understand the dynamic muna nung tao na yun bago mo bago mo sila talaga fully i-join. Kasi hindi lang naman skills tinitingnan namin, it's also attitude and all the other things.
Okay, sir.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, so may nagtanong din, is it possible to work at Tier 1 with limited knowledge in gaming or esports?
Maybe Gino can take that because he came from a non-esports and gaming company also.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, what we look for is really the capability to work in a team and also to have an understanding of like what you're getting into in the esports industry, right? We do have a mix of individuals who are gamers and who are non-gamers. So what we have to look at, the common denomination is to make sure that their talent fit, their culture fit, and that goes through the interviews, the probationary period, and even through the resumes. But I urge you all, since I think I saw that half of the participants are graduates, your social media, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your YouTube, these are big things. Even though employers say they don't look at it, believe me, they look at those things too. So if you have a YouTube and then you see that you're a streamer, that could give you an edge. So I encourage you all to like look beyond the resume, look beyond the cover letter, and look at like your social media pages, because recruiters, HR, even the company CEOs may look at that, and that could give you an edge to working at Tier 1. So
Totoo yun.
just a little
Especially yung
tip, diba?
LinkedIn. LinkedIn
Yeah.
talaga. Like, LinkedIn today, that's one of the most important things you have to take care of. Like, I just wanted to share something. Nung nagpunta ako sa isang parang convention in LA before, like, people don't bring business cards anymore. They just scan each other's LinkedIns. So, parang if wala kang LinkedIn doon, like, you won't be able to connect with other CEOs and founders. So, LinkedIn is really the future of parang yan yung bagong social media talaga for professionals eh. So if you're not on LinkedIn, there's something na kailangan mong gawin talaga. Yan.
Agreed. So.
Okay, so guys, connect na daw kayo sa LinkedIn and also visit Tier 1's culture page on Workbean. There you can ask for more questions and for more info. Okay, let's go to Joanna. Hi, Joanna.
Hello po. Rinig po ako.
Hey,
Yes.
Joanna. Yes.
Yeah, so at the streaming part, so yeah, I started streaming last September last year. So I'm actually looking forward to represent Tier 1 someday. And so yeah, my question is for someone who just started, looking at the numbers, reaches, views, sometimes I'm scared that I may lose interest with what I'm doing. So kasi medyo blurry pa yung future eh. So how did you guys manage to keep on going up to this day?
Audacity. Feeling ko yun lang talaga yun eh. Kasi if you have the audacity to perform 100% with with one person that's watching, you'll be prepared to have the same audacity when 500,000 people are watching. Alam mo yun, like if you can't kasi fully perform as a streamer ng konti pa lang yung nanonood, what some people don't see is that pag dumami na, it's going to be so much harder. Pressure is gonna be there, there's going to be bash, maraming mga negative comments na matatanggap, and you're gonna be living in a microscope. Parang microscopic talaga lahat ng mangyayari sa'yo. Like even for us, like our social media managers, one period, one wrong word, one wrong angle, that can like encourage people to bash this person or that person, and lahat ng backlash nun sa kanila, 'di ba? So what I want to tell you is that it's not gonna be easier. It's gonna be harder. There are going to be better rewards, but the fact of the matter is if you are not ready to perform at the highest level sa pagsa-start pa lang, the harder the higher the higher you go, lalo ka mahihirapan. So to answer your question, number one, you need audacity. Number two, you need the right purpose. Because if the purpose is money, hindi talaga yun gagana. I'm not saying that earning is bad. I feel money is a tool. I always believe that. But if money is the only reason kasi hindi talaga siya gagana, because minsan hindi na sulit yung kikitain mo sa mararamdaman mong hate and kung ano-ano pa sa totoo lang. Pero if your purpose is like you want to entertain or you want to inform or you want to represent a certain movement or something like that, regardless of whatever challenges you go through, kakayanin mo eh. So, yun lang. Siguro, my advice is find the right purpose, have the audacity, and third, really be resourceful in terms of finding the network, finding ways, try out things. Kasi, ang maganda dyan, pwede ka pang magkamali. Hanap ka muna ng ways para magkamali ka and matuto ka because by the time na you're bigger, isa, dalawang pagkakamali mo, mararamdaman mo yun bukas or in the next minute. Ganun.
Alright. Joanna, okay ka na?
Yes, thank you po.
Yeah. Ang
Kaya
ganda nga ng
bing-bing
mic mo
po.
eh. Ready na talaga. I hope you make it. Alright. So, there's an interesting question sa chat. How do you plan to balance out the free-spirited vibe with the level of professionalism you aim for?
Siguro si Leandro yan kasi he's been in the company for so long and that's the one of the hardest challenges
Yes.
namin sa
Yeah.
company.
So actually, so to be honest, medyo ano na yan. So this is something that we continuously think about kasi yun nga, as a gaming company, we don't want to tell people na bawal kayo maglaro, ganun. So it's a ano talaga, it's a constant struggle to balance out the ano, just the yung gaming culture with professionalism and corporate culture talaga. But yung plans namin for this is really it's ano siguro more papasok siya more on sa culture ng tier 1 talaga and how we develop our policies ganun. So in terms of the policies, ang ginagawa lang namin is we parang we pattern it towards yung mga corporate policies din talaga to make sure na may productivity pero we add our own parang pero we try to be a bit more lenient, more understanding din and at the same time ina-adapt namin yung yung concept na we understand that there are may kanya-kanyang way magtrabaho yung mga tao. So we don't try to force people we don't try to box people in na parang ganito lang yung effective, ganito lang yung productive. So the culture is very open-minded and the policies are open-minded na we accept yung kanya-kanyang ways of working, how they can be productive, how they can be effective, and we try to play to the strengths of the people talaga. Pero yun nga pero as much as we do that, we don't we parang hindi pa rin naman complete freedom. So we just ang pinaka basic namin siguro is we just have parang a certain window na parang expected ka to be at least available during these hours. So for example 10 to 7 p.m. kami. So parang yun na yung pinaka basic na 10 to 7 p.m. kung hinanap ka, you're available, you're there and you're ready to work. Pero aside from that, a lot of it is really just parang kanya-kanyang diskarte. So, yun. So, I think, hope that answers your question. So, parang ganun yung ginagawa. Yeah, go.
Let me add to that. It's harder kasi when it's an online environment eh. When we were at the office before, professionalism and the culture kasi, syempre sa CEO naman talaga yung nagsa-start, di ba? So with that, madali kasi nandun ako, alam mo yun, nakikita ko yung mga hindi dapat nangyayari, and then I can influence people with my presence pa lang. Pero right now in an online environment, kaya kami talaga nahihirapan because you don't see everyone, we're growing and stuff like that. So ang pinaka-important talaga sa amin is number one, trust. Because if there's trust, you don't have to check each and every minute of every person. Second is really values. I mean, if the values of the person is there, like my initiative, my belief in what we're doing, that's so much easier to see. Pero lastly, we try to balance out when it comes to hiring the gamers and the professionals and really let them integrate beautifully together. Kasi pag puro gamer lang talaga, mafe-feel naman ng mga non-gamer na kasi sila lang nagkakaintindihan diyan. And the other way around naman, 'di ba? So even on the manpower count, medyo may balance rin kaming tinatry i-check dun sa matter na yan para walang na iilang. And then eventually pag nagme-mesh yun dun lumalabas yung beauty nung product.
Can I just ask also, Trike, hi again.
Hello.
Curious ako kasi 'di ba people know you as the shoutcaster, online figure ka. But I'm sure ikaw mismo when you handle your people inside, parang for the benefit of the people who are here to see the other side of you, what is your management style? How is Trike as a boss?
Si Gino siguro tsaka si Leandro na lang sasagot para sa akin.
Yeah. No, I
Gino,
could
paano
share a
ba ako
story.
sa boss?
Yeah, there's a great story that just happened a few weeks back, 2 weeks back actually, and it really like just showcased the type of leadership and I feel the management style of Trike is after hours we had an ML throughout just the employees, right? Through Discord, and it was just so random, very last minute, but basically Trike just sort of said, "Hey, let's just all play a game of ML," and basically about 30, 40, even about 30, 40 people just joined in and were pumped. And that speaks a lot because it's sort of like that random getting involved with the team, finding ways to get involved, especially what Strike said, it's harder in an online environment, but he found a way to get people involved and to build the culture. And we had like a mini tournament with just the team members randomly. It was like not even planned, and people just got so pumped, got amped, and people were messaging in different platforms. And we had everybody pull together, whether you were the one recording, whether you were the one setting up the teams, everyone just pulled together, pulled their weight together, had the accountability of certain factors. And it was just a beautiful thing. And that was all led by Trike's initiative to really just like make sure he gets involved with the people. I can see that from Trike. And even with the HR team is that, we want to get involved. We want to stay involved. We want to stay relevant in the team and the culture. It's not something where Trike or the HR just stays in the room and that's it. It's sort of, hey, let's play a game of ML. Let's just vibe and let's just have fun with it. So that work hard, play hard attitude definitely is that something apparent that you see in Tier 1. So that was a great story. I just wanted to share that about Trike.
Talo kami dun for the record.
Yeah.
May pressure kasi sa boss, so baka na-off sila sa game. But thank you so much for sharing. Leandro, ikaw, do you have anything to say about Strike's management and leadership?
Well, sobrang iba si Trike compared to the usual bosses, to be honest. Kasi yun nga, as Gino mentioned, parang talagang siya, he tries to be part of the team talaga. He's always present. Actually, yun yung pinakamaganda sa Trike. He's always present. He's always checking in on Discord. Ganyan. Kausap niya lahat. Kilala niya lahat ng tao sa company. Parang that's not something that a lot of bosses do, diba? Parang that's not a characteristic that a lot of bosses have. Marami sa kanila parang nasa taas lang tapos silip-silip lang ganyan. But yeah, so Trike talaga tries to be there. Parang kung culture yung pinag-uusapan, yung culture hindi lang siya naka-post sa wall or whatever, hindi lang namin sinesend yung values, mission, vision, but it's actually something that Trike embodies himself. So parang yung maganda nga sa Tier 1 is in terms of culture, pag naghanap kami ng champion of the culture, parang aside from the people within the company, the managers, nagsa-start talaga siya kay Trike.
Wow.
Yeah, I just want to add up lang din. Hi, this is Tin. Yeah. So, the good thing din sa management style ng Trike is that he listens to his employees talaga. Even na galing pa sa rank and file up until to the executives talaga, he listens. Kahit parang simpleng comment lang yan ng rank and file, ganyan. Minsan kino-consider niya din talaga.
Wow. I hope you guys, sana naman excited yung mga tao na stay here. Kasi I don't think that's a side of Trike that a lot of people know, right? So,
Di ba nila ako nakitang nagalit sa vlog eh?
yun, diba? So, guys hindi to all play. Seryosong trabaho to. But, sorry, can I just ask very quickly, can we get 5 more minutes? Tapusin lang natin tong dalawang naka-raise ng hands. Okay lang ba, guys?
Sige, go lang.
Alright.
Yeah, sure.
Sige, Cheska.
Alright.
Ayan, Zane.
Go, Cheska.
Hey, Cheska.
Hi, I'm Cheska, and I am a third year in BS Physics. And because of my stay in Ateneo, Atenista din ako, I recently, of course, like developed my love for games. So parang medyo nag-shift din yung interests ko, even if I am in physics. Pero I still do want to practice, of course, like stuff like programming and also data analysis. So my question is, do you guys look at the degree of the person if they're applying for a job in Tier 1? Or are you guys open to considering their portfolio-related experience, skills, or even other stuff other than just the degree?
Depende eh. I mean, hindi ko alam kung okay lang i-share to dito, pero meron kami kasing certain parang internal Bluetooth ni Teen kung paano namin
Yeah,
tinitingnan yung mga tao.
internal Bluetooth.
parang gets na namin kung ano yung type ng tao na kailangan namin. Pero siguro, let me answer that in a way na hindi kasi lahat ng job sa tier 1 degree yung kailangan mong tingnan. There are multiple jobs that are available. So for example, you look at talent management. Do you really look at degrees as a talent manager? Hindi. You need to understand EQ. You need to understand yung the way mo are you embedded in the community? Do you know people? Alam mo yun, like haba ba yung pasensya mo? And I think that's what a talent manager needs. If you look at like accounting or finance, it's a totally different thing. Pag nandun ka naman sa side ng executive, syempre that's when you look at experience and stuff. So iba-iba talaga. Pero si Tin siguro yung makakasagot yan kasi siya yung unang nakakita ng CV eh. Sa kanya lumalagpas yan eh. Ano ba masasabi mo, Tin, about doon?
Yeah, I agree naman din sa sinabi mo, Trek. Sometimes din talaga, hindi ako nagbe-base din sa degree. Kasi madami din talaga dito sa tier 1 na medyo hindi align yung tinapos nila dun sa position nila. Yeah,
Oh,
and then
pero
yeah, pero sobrang importante talaga din is yung experience. Syempre, dun mo din makikita talaga kung magagawa ba talaga or kung kayang gawin ng tao yung trabaho niya, yung magiging trabaho niya in the company.
Depende din yun sa ano. I mean, real talk lang. Depende rin yun sa budget. Syempre, di ba?
Yeah, of course,
Pag
of
syempre,
course.
malaki yung budget namin para i-hire yung tao na yun, kailangan matindi talaga. If not naman, edi this. Pero, moving forward, I feel like once nag-fully structure na yung company, tsaka nakapag-set up na kami ng training systems. Kasi one factor na parang people don't see kasi is, if you are a startup and you're starting, you don't have that training system that's in place. That's why you want to get someone who's ready to be in the war from the get-go, right? That's why hindi kami kumukuha masyado ng fresh graduates before unless nakikita namin na okay at dumaan sa internships. But at the same time, as you become bigger and you have these systems, now maybe you can look at a degree after that kasi pwede ka nang kumuha ng fresh grad and then kaya mo nang mag-train. So, yun.
Jessica,
Thank
nasagot
you.
ba? You
Yes
happy with
po,
that?
yes po. Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Anyone from Lasal? Wala bang mga Lasalista dito? Joke lang.
Saan? Oy, Trek, anong ID number mo?
Secret.
Thank
Secret. Ay, si Gas pala ng Lasal.
But meron pang isa, no? Meron pang isa. But while we wait for that, nasa na yung isang nag-resign? Oh, Liara. There you go. What's your question, my dear?
Hello po. Thank you so much, first of all, for that very insightful talk. I've been really curious about the esports scene here, especially like in the Philippines. But I sort of have two questions for all of you. The first one is, what can we expect about the internship program? And second, upon getting hired, is there a training period first, or is there a mentor, mentee sort of program, or do we go right into the work po?
Leandro or Gino?
Siguro for the internship program, we can have Sods discuss that kasi mas ano siya sa internship. Pero when it comes to new hires, yung onboarding, actually, ano siya, medyo pagkapasok mo sa tier 1, diretso ka sa work. Pero it's parang what happens is sabay yung training and sa work kasi we believe na mas mas matutunan mo yung mga bagay if you're applying the concepts, the practices, ganun. So mangyayari talaga parang within your first few months there's a lot of room for error talaga. Parang we accept that. Pero as you go parang we train you talaga, your team, you work closely with your team, with your direct supervisor to really parang to apply everything, the practices, ganun. So I guess it's a mix talaga na you start work talaga agad kasi you have to understand the business. Kahit ako nung pagpasok ko, I struggled a bit at first kasi it's a new industry, it's a new business, so you really have to get in there and get immersed in the business kaagad to be able to find your footing, so to speak. So yun, so that's what you can expect when you enter tier 1. Pero for the internship, si Tin naman siguro yung sasagot niyan.
Okay, so for that naman, for the internship, that depends din kasi kung saan kang department. Like for example, you're taking up like MMA. So, syempre, ipapasok ka namin sa creatives team. And then, yung head of creatives na namin yung bahala na mag-train sa'yo. And usually kasi meron na silang pine-present doon na parang flow ng magiging internship mo. And that depends din kasi kung gaano katagal yung internship mo. And then, mostly, you are going to assist talaga in editing, like, kunyari, MMA, like, editing stuffs when it comes to our social media. We are trying our best din talaga na parang masama talaga yung mga interns namin dun sa hard work na ginagawa din ng team namin. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to add in a little bit.
Yeah, Gino, go ahead.
Yeah, just adding to what Fab and Tin mentioned is, and also Trike, it's that resourceful aspect. So during the first days when you first get in, you have a 180-day probationary period. During this time, you're also expected to, just like what Anjo said, you're going to be working right away. But if you're resourceful, if you ask the right questions, you know who to talk to, you did your research on Google, on YouTube, you have so much factors, so much ways to learn that when you're, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to be thrown into work, but you don't understand that, there's so much learning, ways to like make sure you don't feel so pressured, right? And I encourage you all, like, especially, this is something that I even did in Tier 1, it's like, meet the people. During your first days, meet your leaders, meet your team, get to know them, because from that point on, they can be the ones to teach you. They can be the ones to like help you be more efficient with time during your 180 days. Because whether you're in Tier 1, any other job in the Philippines, you have that probationary period, and that's really a crucial time for you to showcase what you got. And 180 days is not really a lot. So you have to be resourceful, and I encourage you all, whether you make it to Tier 1, whether you go to another job, be resourceful, meet the people, do your research, and help yourself during the beginning stages of your career.
Thank you, Gino. Okay, let me just wrap it up. Super great questions. I'm sorry to the others, hindi ko na matanong because I want to be respectful of the time of Tier 1 and everybody else here. But if I can summarize this whole talk, diba? Tier 1 is an amazing company in a very, very interesting industry that we don't get to see a lot of as an employer. We get to see a lot of your work in socials and everywhere, but not as an employer. So I think the key takeaway here for everybody is, yes, they are an esports company, but when they say that you have to, diba, but when you join them, work starts at day one. You still need to be professional. You guys still need to really work hard and prove that you can take on the challenges if you do choose to work with them. So, diba? But the good thing there is that I'm sure they will take care of you. They will take care of your career, and they will really dedicate themselves to making sure that your experience is great. So you guys, don't wait. Just apply. There's internships, there are jobs. And I think shinare yung jobs available for Tier 1 in the chat box. So we're also creating a culture page for them on Workbean. You guys check it out. We're gonna work more with them to just talk about their culture so that you really understand what happens behind the scenes when you watch the videos that they post online and the streams. All right. So Trike, Leandro, Gino, and Tien, thank you so much for your time. Before I let you go, I'm sure people here want to take a photo with you. So let's just take a quick snap. Okay lang ba, guys?
Yeah, game.
Yeah.
Sige, Zane.
All right. Okay, pa-stop share muna. Thank you. All right. So, guys, giving you the chance to open your cams para masama kayo. All right. Yan, 4 pages. Sure na kayo ha? 4 pages lang. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Ali Cast, thank you.
Smile. Okay. 5 pages. Okay, please bear with us.
Mahabol na naman, no?
Habol kayo. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Next page. 3rd slide. 1, 2, 3, smile. Yan. All right. Kahit na virtual, may photo op talaga tayo. 1, 2, 3, smile. Ayan. All right. 5th page. 1, 2, 3, smile. Yan, may humabol pa last. Yan. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Tier 1 people. You guys, if you appreciate their talk, lagay nyo naman sa chat box. Make them feel really, really appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you around. You can feel free to stay ngayong lunch because we're just gonna tambay here in the hall. So, and listen to music. See you later, guys.
Thanks, Ali. Thanks, Cass. Thanks,
you.
everybody. Yeah,
Right.
it's been
Thank
great. Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, happy ba kayo sa talk ng Tier 1? Worth it ba na nag-overtime tayo? Yes.
Yan.
Looking forward to work with Alodia. Magulat kayo pag sobrang hard work yan tapos kayo hindi.
Oo
Ano
nga.
gagawin nyo? Diba? So, sige. QR code pala. Oh my God, may kumalis
Yeah.
Oo
Go.
nga. Wait lang.
I was waiting.